I've been a software engineer for about 5 years, primarily focusing on backend development with Java and Python. I'm looking for my next opportunity, ideally in a company that values innovation and has a strong team culture. What steps should I take to make myself more attractive to potential employers?
So you already have a 5 year of experience, right? So I would say first show what you offer to the company, right? And then you can think about where you want to provide that value. You mentioned about innovation, right? The thing about innovation is people have a very different misconception on what innovation is. Innovation is not something completely new. It's not creating a new AI model. It's not creating a new cryptocurrency, right? It's more about being at a place where you are learning as you go along and changing your strategy in which direction the product should go, or in which direction it will make a better user experience, or it will make a better user behavior that will make their life easy, right? So first you need to list things which you think you can offer, and then you need to list things which you want in terms of the definition of innovation which I just mentioned. Does it make sense? Let me know if you have more questions in the same area of what I just mentioned.
That makes a lot of sense. I guess I've been thinking about innovation in a more traditional sense, but your perspective really broadens the scope. So if I were to list my skills and what I can offer, I'd focus on my expertise in backend development, my experience with cloud services like AWS, and my ability to work in agile teams. For what I want in a job, I'd look for a company where I can continuously learn and have the freedom to experiment with new approaches to solve problems.
Exactly.
Do you think that's a good approach?
Yep.
And how should I convey this in my resume and interviews?
Okay, that's a great question. So, in the resume, the only place you can convey what you want to do is in your resume summary, right? I mean, a lot of people use objective, but you have 5 year of experience, so I don't think you need to have objective statement in the beginning. You need to have a summary statement. You don't really need to even mention that it's a summary statement. It just 3 lines in the beginning of resume, which catches people's eyes, right? So over there, you can mention what exactly you're looking for. In terms of what you're looking for, you can mention I'm looking to contribute or be a part of organization where innovation is being valued, or where we learn from user. And I mean, I'm not gonna say that, but the gist of what you mentioned in the summary, it should say that you're looking for places where it's not repeatable work, or it's not something which is always predefined, or fixed for a whole year going forward. Because nowadays innovation doesn't last that I mean, you can plan unless you are working on something really big, which very few companies do, right? So but it starts with what you want to work or what you want to do next 2 weeks, and then you learn from it, and then you navigate from there, right? So that's the gist you need to mention in your summary statement, and it really depends on what you want to say it, or what tone you want to use. But basically mention that in the summary statement. And what was the second question you asked?
The second question was about how to convey this during interviews.
Oh,
How
yeah.
can I effectively communicate my desire for continuous learning and innovation, and my ability to adapt and experiment with new approaches in a way that resonates with interviewers?
Got it. So there are a couple of questions which you can ask, right, in the interview itself, especially at the end of the interview. What is your work culture? Do you guys follow sprints? Do you guys, are the requirement fixed, or do you have a discussion with the product managers, or do you monitor data? How the how the changes you just made is behaving, especially you are a software engineer, right? You need to know what kind of impact your work is making.
That makes sense. So during the interview, I should ask questions about their work culture, whether they follow sprints, and how flexible their requirements are. I should also inquire about how they interact with product managers and monitor the impact of changes. This will show that I'm interested in a dynamic and innovative environment.
Right,
Do you
but
have
I
any other tips on how to demonstrate my adaptability and continuous learning mindset in my responses to their questions?
Yeah, before we do that, one thing you mentioned about asking about how flexible they are in that requirement, right? That's not a good question to ask. It's more about how you think about requirement, right? Is it predefined or what the CEO wants or VP of engineering wants or VP of product wants, or is it we are learning from our user behavior? So navigate that question in that direction. And in your answers, it really depends on what kind of question they ask, right? But when you answer the question, think of it in a way where you're actually working over there. It will give you two benefits. One, they will know how it is to work with you in real life scenario, and also it will show them how you think about innovation or trying new things or developing new stuff. I have to go after this talk because our time is ending and I have another call. But it was pleasure talking with you, and it will be great if you can summarize what we discussed today.
Got it. So I should ask about how they approach requirements, whether they are driven by higher ups or informed by user behavior and data. And in my answers, I should think as if I'm already part of the team to demonstrate how I approach work and innovation. To summarize our discussion, 1, update my resume summary to reflect what I'm looking for in a job, focusing on innovation, learning, and adaptability. 2, during interviews, ask about work culture, sprints, and how they handle requirements to understand their approach to innovation. 3, answer interview questions by putting myself in the position of already working there to show my thought process and adaptability. Thanks so much for your help. It was great talking to you.
No worries. Good luck with your search.